Johnny, it's time for Deal of the Week. Where are we at this week?
But today's deal of the week, going to one of the West Side's most beloved and controversial neighborhoods, the Young Coconut neighborhood, Launiopoko. Niu is coconut in Hawaiian, and my understanding is it's something to do with young coconut is the name of that particular neighborhood there. So Launiopoko, you got Oluwalu Valley, and then you come to another valley, and I want to say it's called Hale Mahina, House of the Moon. I've definitely seen on full moon times in the nighttime driving past it, and it literally looked like the moon was coming out of that particular valley. So very stunning. But Launiopoko was built, it is a large agricultural community. And this is where the controversy comes through. Agricultural land allows you to build multiple domiciles or multiple living spaces. And the ag lot can be CPR'd, which we talk about a lot on this show. Condominium property regime, where you could compartmentalize your lot. I don't want to say subdivide because we're not subdividing here, but it allows you to shave off and have exclusive common elements for a ADU portion, which we call ohana here in Hawaii, and then the main portion. Sometimes you can shave off A, B, and then a C lot, but the C lot in agricultural communities typically has no livable space on it. You could have a church on it. You could definitely do agricultural stuff. You can have agricultural buildings. You just cannot have a living structure on it. So this is the neighborhood here. There's a beautiful beach park right at the very bottom of this road that takes you down to the actual beach area. Man, I remember having Sabbath potlucks there as a kid, and there's a beautiful little lagoon in there where all of us little kids would play in. And all of a sudden, Launiopoko became a very popular longboard spot as well. It was not when I was a young man, but has definitely been discovered as such. So this is the neighborhood here. The controversy came from the fact that people would, put in their 5 years of living here and get a permit and start doing vacation rentals, or they would get B&B permits like we're seeing here. But my understanding is there's some new litigation rumbling throughout Hawaii where they want to put the kibosh on vacation rentals in ag communities. Why do you think they'd want to do that?
Why?
So that people would do more agricultural
Makes
things,
sense,
right?
doesn't it? Wow, agricultural land for agricultural purposes. But
That's right.
Johnny, it doesn't look like a whole lot of ag going on up here when we just do a little flyover.
Well,
seeing
dude,
houses,
Ellen Hunt.
seeing pools,
Yeah.
seeing
Well,
golf courses,
look at the
tennis
compounds,
courts.
dude.
Look at this full-on golf hole. Got a tennis court here. I mean, this is a
Yep.
massive compound with a pool.
Look at that, dude.
I mean, you get all kinds of range in here, don't you?
You really do. And Peter Martin, who is Maui's most prolific and controversial developer, developed Launiopoko, but there's a story, and you can do a Google search on it. I want to say it was back in 2016, but he was talking about developing here, and this was not his intention when he built it. He really felt like, man, this could be some lots for local people. Maybe they'd like to have a view. That was his vision for it. But people who have an understanding about what they could build developed it to what it is now. And so, dude, we've sold off CPR'd ADUs, right, where it was just supposed to be the Ahana portion, but because of the acreage involved and the multiple structures, that brought what, 4.2 milli, somewhere along in there?
That it did.
Oh.
And there's been some changes over the years, right? There's been some kind of, everyone finds a way to make it work for them until the rules change. So what did they used to do to kind of add more space?
Especially the rules have changed significantly for the ADU, or let's just call them ohanas, which is what we do here. So in the past on ag land, you were capped at 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. But I've been in ohanas that were newly built, and they put in, I'll call them flex spaces. But what they would do is they would put in an additional square footage into this 1,000 square feet. They would not have any access to this particular room through any hallways within the actual 1,000 square foot ohana, and they would call it storage. Now, their construction guy would leave a space in the drywall in the hallways to where if they wanted to maybe add a door in later, they could. But this is all the ways that people have discovered about how to kind of kink these rules that are made. Another classic one up in Launiopoko is can only have half baths. They used to allow these pool cabanas, and they put the kibosh on those. But these pool cabanas would be allowed to have a toilet in them, a half bathroom, toilet, and then also a sink. So how do you kink that, Danny? Well, you put a door that leads outside and you put the shower outside. And it was cool. I mean, you'd make a little, you'd have a full-on stone wall around you. They're very private, but you're outside in the elements taking your shower. And that's another common kink at Launiopoko. So whenever I see half baths, I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be an outdoor shower on this guy here.
And there usually is.
That's it. So opportunity-wise, what are we looking at in values here, Danny, for Launiopoko these days? We've broken the $2 million mark. That used to be the line in the sand for me for these ADUs.
I mean, fascinating. Because here you go is what you're looking at currently.
Mm-hmm.
From 1.7 for a Ohana unit all the way up to a $12 million compound, Johnny, and a little bit of everything in between, from full compounds to Ohanas only to main house only.
There it is, man. So incredible to see it breach that $2 million mark there. And it just tells us, Danny, that markets, they rise and the ships rise and the ships fall with the market. And so we're seeing that even the luxury market's starting to have some cracks in it. We're seeing so many properties being brought through auction, right? Where people are just desperate to get this cash out. And I kind of feel that we're looking at that opportunity with the one that we're going to bring to their attention today. Happens to be the third one on that list right there. Huapala Place.
And real quick, Johnny, what's sold in the last 2 years?
Look at that.
Has gone from 1.9 up to about just under 8 million. So 1.9, the lowest sale, and that was in September of last year.
So you've got the movement there.
And what we're looking at is this property, Johnny.
There it is, Danny. Now, we got to talk about the confusion, and this just speaks so loudly to how nuanced this market is in Lahaina and in Maui in general. So typically when I see B lot for a CPR, or I see a 2 in the TMK, the tax map key for a CPR lot, I automatically think, okay, that's for the Ohana, meaning that I'm capped at what I can build there. Now I'm going to pause. The new change to the Ohana rules rolled out in, I can't remember if it was 18 or 23, but now you can build a 1,500 square foot ADU Ohana with no restriction on room count. So if you wanted to pick up one of these Ohanas that are 1,000 square feet, you could actually add on to those if you wanted to. So there's a new strategy here in Launiopoko. But this particular one, even though it's B, the agents are screaming loudly in their remarks. Don't get this twisted. This has the ability to build a larger main house if that's your desire. So currently, it is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,024 square foot home, and it's absolutely so cute, plantation style. I'm back at Tutu's house, but in the rear, they have an additional barn structure, and the barn looks like a garage, but there's a flex space above it, Danny.
Let's take a look at that.
Space, yeah.
So here's the configuration from above.
There it is.
So you have cottage, barn. There's your view with 900 square feet of lanai on your cottage. Cute
full solar array.
Inside,
super
looking pretty.
Cute.
Lots of blue
Sucky
ocean.
Views. God, who wants to look at that every day? I tell you. Could I see some buildings, please? Like a city view.
Baths. Here's your lanai.
So I saw that little wall there. I'm like, is that my Ohana there, or my outdoor shower? I see an outdoor shower downstairs there.
Go.
Oh,
and
there we go.
Barn configuration, 2-story. Oh, looks nice inside, eh, Johnny?
So you take the stairs upstairs. It's your own little house up there, man.
That's full on.
Now, you're going to call it a flex space because it's very important that we use the correct wording here, Danny. So here's my flex space.
Almost looks nicer than the cottage.
So there it is, Danny. Now, you and I were having a discussion. So, this is where understanding is super important. You cannot build another main house and still have these three structures. In
These two, yeah.
fact, you cannot have two livable structures legally on this one space, even though that's what we're looking at right now. So, what am I trying to share with you? You're either going to tear down the current main house or you're going to add on to that to make your bigger estate if that's what you want to do. So, still an opportunity. You have the ability to do this on this particular 2-acre lot, and you could still have that upper space, the barn, etc. But just want you to have that understanding there.
Well,
So,
fascinating to talk about that because these guys picked it up in 21.
so before COVID craziness really picks up,
So end of 21
2.7.
for $2.7 million.
So, in the world of motivation, if somebody is listing their property at a loss, it is painful and it tells the public or through their agents, these guys need money for some reason. Something's happened in their lives. They want out of Maui. They want to free up this equity for something else.
So one other
So,
interesting news as well was the previous listings. The A portion,
this is
Ohana,
down below
down
because this
below.
sits on a hill.
So
Yep.
total acreage is just under 3 acres, 2.9 acres. That was zero point 0.8 acres, sold for 1.68 in 22.
There you have it.
And then here is the subject property when it sold back in 21 for 2.7 million.
My gosh, those views.
Beautiful. So they
Now, to be
spruced it up a
clear,
little bit.
I like this opportunity because of the two structures on it, but there's other opportunities for less if that's what you're looking for in Launiopoko. So opportunity abounds.
So they full on remodeled this barn space. Here's what it used to look like, Johnny, compared to that white. I mean, it is
These
a
guys have
totally
spent
different
some
structure.
money, man. They
Paid
have
cash
spent
for it,
some
spent some
money.
money. Now they are on to something else.
That's it.
So
Life happens.
and that
Life
we see all
happens,
the time
guys.
on Maui. 2 to 3 years, 4 years, it seems like things change very quickly in people's lives and they have to make move. We talk about on the show a lot. These are the signs and the motivation for potential deals. Someone is losing money on the sale of this property and it's been sitting now 195 days. They're in it all cash, but they got other plans, other dreams, other ideas of where they want to go. This is Launiopoko.
Dio,
Till next time, hula hands.
stay dry, gang.